Welcome to Cody in the Cinema. Today I'm going to show you everything I haven't shown you from my Barnes & Noble July sale haul. Really good month. I have another haul from the first part of the month you can check out as well, but I was so excited. I put this on the channel recently that The Big Heat came out. If you haven't seen that, it's a great film noir with Glenn Ford and a really good performance by Lee Marvin. I'll talk about it every so often in these videos because Fritz Lang also directed it. And it's just a beautiful, stunning, scary film noir with some really memorable moments. Check this out if you haven't. A couple other things I got here. Then I'm going to show you some things I thrifted. Really, probably one of my favorite box sets, the smaller ones. This is called The Three Films by Roberto Rossellini, starring Ingrid Bergman. For whatever reason, I hadn't picked these up. I'd seen Journey to Italy, but I hadn't seen Stromboli in Europe 51. I've seen all three pictures now. I love this box set. Absolutely in love with it. These are post-war films that, Rossellini did with Bergman. Of course, they had that scandalous affair, and we got Isabella Rossellini out of it. But each of these deals with sort of the psychological damage that war dealt to this woman in these various roles. And I think I'm going to do a video on probably this whole pack because it's just so good. There's a lot to say here, but these are extraordinarily well written, they're innovative, and they're each a little different while having some common elements. Love this if you love some Italian neorealism. Also got, finally, see if I can pull it out of the packaging here. I talked a little while back about how much I loved that David Lynch, he played John Ford in The Fabelmans, and I really have respected him a lot since that because I'm such a huge John Ford fan. But as a director, he's obviously very accomplished. I've seen a few of his pictures. Eraserhead was the most recent one, but I finally bought my copy of Mulholland Drive with Naomi Watts and Laura Herring, and I have almost no idea what this is about. I just see it on everybody's top 100 list. So I'm going into this in the dark, knowing that it's a little bit ambiguous. I don't know a lot about it, but a lot of people have said, Cody in the Cinema, watch it. So I'm ready. I'm excited to see Mulholland Drive. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it. Other than, I knew about it being in LA, but I'm excited for that one. Okay, there were a few other pieces I got while I was thrifting in different places I've been this summer. And one of those was Blu-ray copies. They're not 4K, but I did get a used set of, I've seen two of the three of these. These are the blue, white, red, three colors trilogy. And I haven't seen red. You would think if I'd seen blue and white, I probably would have seen red, but I haven't because I watched these on the Criterion channel some time ago. This isn't 4K, but I got it for 20 some bucks for all three films. I was like, well, I guess I'll get that. I got it from a place called Second and Charles in Richmond, which is similar to Half Price Books. And they don't have a lot of foreign stuff there, but they do have a shelf full of Criterions. It was funny, they had the barrel of Breaking Bad, the barrel that holds the set. So they had some interesting things, but I picked this up from them. And I know each film uses a specific color for different reasons, such as there's a lot of sadness in the blue in the first film. I might be trivializing this. They're great films. But excited to go through this. I'll probably rewatch blue and white, and then I need to see red for the first time. So you'll have to let me know if you have a favorite of those. All right, three other smaller pickups. So I got these. I was in the Outer Banks in North Carolina, and if you're not as familiar with the Outer Banks, they're sort of like the coastal, East Coast, really good beaches, and they have a lot of these thrift stores that benefit women's charity, very specifically people who have been abused or in abusive situations, and so the thrift proceeds from some of these places go back toward that cause. I don't know too much about it other than that I really like them, and they all had some movies in them, which was cool, and benefits a good cause, right? So I got A League of Their Own. No, I didn't get that I got this from Half Price, but no, Second and Charles. League of Their Own. This was one of the ones I got from the thrift store, but don't want to forget A League of Their Own. Gina Davis, The All-Girls Baseball Team, great film. Bill Pullman's in this. Hans Zimmer music. But one of the places I did, the thrift store wasn't 50-50. I got this from them. Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Seth Rogen, Anna Kendrick, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Angelica Houston. Great comedy about dealing with cancer. And someone had given away their Knight's Tale, presumably because of the 4K release, I would guess. I just want to see it again. I didn't need a fancy copy. But it has Heath Ledger, and I know it's about A Knight's Tale. But yeah, these two I got from that charity. So one cool thing that I like to do as a film collector is if I go to a thrift that I know has a good cause behind it, it's really cool. I'll sometimes be able to find things like this for cheap, and I'll probably watch them once, right? I've seen 50-50. I'd probably watch that again. But it's just nice that like your hobby can benefit something that's a good cause, and it was really cool to be able to do that. So those are some of my pickups from the month that I haven't gone over. If you like the content today and you want to click that thumbs up, helps grow Cody in the Cinema. Subscribe if you haven't. We cover lots of movies here, which you will always have a home learning something about movies on Cody in the Cinema.